So the story for Parker follows the titular character, Parker, played by Jason Statham, and in the beginning of the film, him and a bunch of other criminals, led by Michael Chiklis' character, go and rob a carnival. And for the most part, it goes pretty smoothly. They get a whole $1 million out of this carnival. I don't know what freaking carnival they're going to, but it has a lot of money in it. A lot of people like those rides, even though it looks like a rinky-dink carnival to me. But, you know, they get a lot of money from it. They split it 5 ways because there's 5 people there. That makes sense. And they all get $200 in each. And the thing is, Michael Chiklis decides, you know what, Parker, I want to bring you into the next deal that we're going to do. The next job, which is going to be big. The thing is, I need your $200,000. I need everybody $200,000 so I can do this. I need a whole $1 million so that the next job we all get $2 million. $2 million each. And Parker's, of course, like, no, I follow my code, which is I don't hurt people that don't deserve it. You make a deal, you do that deal, you give me my money, and I'll get the hell out of here. So he's like, no, I just want my money, man. I just want to go. Yeah. And of course, Michael Chiklis is like, well, I told you about the deal already, so I guess I have to kill you. And he's like, oh. So they, you know, Jason Statham jumps out the window, gets shot a couple times. The rookie comes, shoots him again, throws him in the freaking pit. But of course, miraculously, he survives, and he is out for revenge now. A part of his revenge is, of course, to get his money back, his $200,000. He doesn't want anything more. He wants $200,000. He is a one-track-minded person, and he wants that one $200,000. You give him $199,999, he will break you in half. Nope, $200,001? Too much. $200,000. That's it. And along his way, he picks up a girl. I can't remember her name. I think her name was Leslie, played by, of course, Jennifer Lopez, who helps him along the way figure out where these guys, the criminals that, of course, ditched him on the side of a road, went to. And it's all about revenge. Parker has to go beat up some people, find out information, and go after Michael Chiklis and his gang of ruffians and beat the shit out of them. So there you go. This is the story. Even though the story here is very cliched, it's a revenge story. We've seen it so many times before. I kind of like the story here, only because I kind of like the characters, which blew my mind. Because, I mean, first of all, I love Jason Statham. I think he could be a great actor. If you ever watched The Bank Job or Snatch or Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels, then you know he could actually be a great actor. Hell, even Italian Job he was really good in. Like, legitimately good. And for the most part, I liked his character here because he was the nice type of criminal, but he would still murder the shit out of people. He's a nice guy that, oh, I'll win you this prize, little girl, I don't know. Or, hey, dude, don't sweat it, man. I know you're having like a heart attack right now because of robbing this carnival from you, but just calm down, man. Just calm down. You know, he'd be the nice dude. But then if you screw him over and you give him $1 short of his freaking money, then he will break you and he will rip you in half like a phone book. He will break you like Bane with Batman. He will pick you up and just smash you. And I love that about the character. Even Jennifer Lopez's character. Jennifer Lopez is okay here. I never really loved her as an actress, and she's okay. But I kind of like her character, even though she's meant to be the comedic hijinks, and you know she talks fast and she says stupid things. But for some reason, I kind of like that. I don't know. I liked her in this. She's the yin to Parker's yang, I guess, or yang, whatever. It's the opposite pretty much, because Parker doesn't really joke around too much. He's just like, I'm very serious, and she's like, ooh! And I don't know, I kind of like that. And everybody else does a decent job here. Michael Chiklis, I don't know what it is, but he's very meh in this film. But everybody else does a decent job for the most part in the acting. Especially Nick Nolte, who comes in, and I actually really liked him in this film. The last couple films I saw him in, I thought he's pretty meh in here. But here he's actually kind of energetic. He was actually, you know, doing something that I actually enjoyed, and I liked him in this film. I don't know why. So overall, I think the acting makes the story a little bit better, especially with Parker's character, who I actually kind of like that character. I really wanted to see him get revenge, especially even though he is badass. Throughout the story, he gets his ass whooped a lot, so you really do want to see him come back up and whoop some ass, and he definitely does. Don't worry about that. He whoops ass. So yeah, there you go. There's the story. There's the acting. Now let's talk about the action. When you go into a Jason Statham action movie, you're expecting one thing, and one thing really only. You're not going in there for plot, you're going in there for action. And for the most part, even though this is probably the least action-heavy Jason Statham movie I've seen in a little while, when it gets to the action, it's pretty damn brutal. Especially one whole fight scene that takes place in Parker's apartment with some dude that's trying to assassinate him. That was a really brutal scene because, you know, Parker's not the overly badass guy that if he gets cut, he's just like, I don't care. If he gets cut, he'll show it. And he gets his ass whooped in that apartment. And it's an awesome scene. It really is. It's pretty damn brutal, and it was very tense, too. I mean, even though you knew where it was going to go, you were like, whoa, man, I don't want him to get cut anymore. You don't want to see this character get hurt anymore because you're like, you know what, I like this guy. You know, he's cool. He's just cool. I don't want to see him get hurt anymore because, you know, in the beginning of the film, he got messed up, and let's be honest. So you don't want to see him get more messed up. And even other action scenes in the film, especially the last one where, of course, I don't want to spoil it, but he screws some people up at the end. And one person in particular, he makes that character look like a bitch. And I loved it. And he uses one thing that I never thought someone would ever use as a weapon. I don't even want to spoil it. You might remember if you saw it, or you might go, that's what gores talk about if you do see this. Which, I have to admit, you might want to see, because I really enjoyed this. The action, for the most part, when it gets to it, it's very tense, very well shot. I actually, to be honest, love the action. The story itself isn't great, definitely not. It actually gets kind of slow in parts because the movie's actually pretty long, and for the most part, the acting isn't amazing, but, and also, many people won't care for Jennifer Lopez's character at all, but I kind of liked her. I thought she was better than I thought she was going to be. And I loved Parker. I thought Jason Statham did a great job as Parker. So you know what? Overall, I really enjoyed this film, even though it is slow in parts, and the action is at a minimum compared to other Jason Statham movies. I give this a 29 out of 40. There you go, Parker. Really enjoyed it. So there you go. There's my review. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you, and goodbye.